Thank you very much for joining us today. We'll be starting a workshop presentation at 6 p.m. Pacific, so very soon. In the meantime, please enjoy the following 90-second UCR video. Welcome to the University of California, Riverside's A. Gary Anderson Graduate School of Management Workshop. The title of this workshop is Exploring Graduate Business Degrees. My name is Brad Johnson. I'm the Vice President of Higher Education Partnerships at Plexuss, and I'm honored and excited to serve as the moderator for today's event. This workshop is scheduled to be 60 minutes long, and our meeting will be divided into 3 informative segments. To kick things off, each of our esteemed panelists will provide insight regarding essential topics related to pursuing a graduate degree. The second part of our workshop will include a question and answer section. You'll notice on the bottom of your screen, you can click the Q&A button and ask questions. So please feel free, audience members, to ask questions in a written format, and our team will answer as many questions as we can. Additionally, the UCR team will answer questions and stay online for 10 minutes after the workshop presentation. So continue to ask questions throughout the duration of the workshop. Towards the end of our session, we will highlight a few questions for our panelists to answer verbally. You'll also hear about a number of different scholarship opportunities, including a UC Riverside MBA scholarship up to $80,000. So joining us today, we have an assembly of speakers, starting with Patrick Latimer, Associate Director of Graduate Admissions, Kevin Tippavong, a current MBA student in class of 2025, Sohab Khan, another class of 2025 current student, Francesca Jefferson, an alumni of UC Riverside Graduate School, and also Dr. Sean Jasso, Professor of Practice. Kicking things off today is Patrick Latimer, Associate Director of Graduate Admissions. Patrick is a versatile professional with experience in higher education, marketing, and digital content production. He has extensive experience in working very closely with MBA, Master of Finance, and Master of Professional Accountancy programs and students. Patrick, the floor is yours.
Great. Thank you for joining, everyone. I'm glad that you could be here with us this evening. And we'll go ahead and kick it off with our first slide here. You know, we here at the UC Riverside have been here since 1954, and we are part of the University of California system. We're a series of 10 public universities, research universities here in California. We've produced out of our faculty, there have been 70 Nobel laureates. We have nearly 300,000 students in the system with over 2 million living alumni all over the world. And some quick facts: we've been ranked a university on the rise. We've been ranked highly, often number one or number two in social mobility. We've been ranked in the top 1% of world-class universities. We've been ranked a best value. We've been ranked the most innovative university, and we've been ranked number 36 in terms of public universities in the United States. Our location: we are here in inland Southern California. This is a massive supply chain hub. So we have we're near 3 airports. There's 1 billion square feet of warehouse space. Here in inland Southern California, we are in the county of Riverside, which is the 10th most populated county in the United States. We are within the city of Riverside, and then our university itself has about 27,000 students. We have a proximity to a lot of desirable destinations. We are about an hour from Los Angeles, about an hour from Palm Springs, about an hour to Orange County, represented by the non-trademarked Mickey Mouse ears. We're about an hour and a half from San Diego, and about 3.5 hours by car from Las Vegas, Nevada, if you ever wanted to make your way up that way. And we do have access to a number of even international airports. That's right, the Ontario International Airport here, as does only 25 minutes from campus, does take you to Latin America, to Asia, and of course domestically. So you don't always have to go to LAX. We do want to share that we do have a brand new School of Business that is going to be opening for this fall. We're going to be moving in August, September timeframe. It's 63,000 square feet, nice big auditorium, large classrooms, computer labs, nice multi-purpose room that you might see sort of experience in conferences, nice boardrooms, study spaces. For the teaching assistant, we've got nice group meeting rooms for them, student lounges, all of that coming up. They're putting the brick facade on it right now, and it looks nearly identical to this rendering here, which is across from our current building, the A. Gary Anderson School of Business. So pretty cool. So I will touch briefly on our 4 degree programs that we offer at UC Riverside. We have a Master of Business Administration, sort of a typical 2-year management degree. And then we have 3 specialized master's programs. We have the Master of Finance, the Master of Professional Accountancy, and the Master of Science and Business Analytics. All of them are STEM. We have just under 500 students total in our Graduate School of Management, and joining us from about 21 different countries. So we'll start with our flagship MBA, or as we also refer to it as our full-time program. What's nice about this degree program is you can join an MBA program with any type of undergraduate degree. All different types of organizations need good management. You could have a degree in dance or graphic design or pre-med or engineering. Everything needs good management. The program itself is about 20 courses, 9 core classes, followed by, in the second year, you do 9 elective courses. Then we have an internship and a capstone course included in that. We also have a career development course, because one of the main reasons that you're going to a graduate management program is to get a great job and a great career. And that's why we utilize that course to equip you with those skills. And then we have 7 different concentration offerings. There's management, finance, accounting, and marketing. And some of the ones that are more specialized for UCR are the information systems, operations and supply chain management, and business analytics concentrations. You can complete the program in as soon as 21 months. It's 80 quarter units. Don't freak out if you're used to a semester system. That's the equivalent of about 52 to 53 semester units. It has a STEM designation, which means that the elements are composed of technology and math. And if you're an international student, it allows you to work in the United States for about 36 months when you graduate. And then we do have some information coming up here on our rankings. So we've been ranked 90 by US News and World Report in the most recent rankings. It's very competitive to be ranked in there, so we're very proud of that. And we've been ranked number 71 for best US program by the QS rankings. We also have a professional version of this degree program. Everything's essentially the same about it, the same number of units, same curriculum, same faculty. But we oftentimes do recommend this program for early career professionals. So those of you coming right out of undergrad without a lot of work experience, and then for people that are currently working and they want to do the program at a part-time pace by taking evening and Saturday courses. And then, yeah, so it does have some of that flexibility. You could stretch it out to about, to 5 years if you're a working professional, but usually people doing it part-time stretch it out to about 2.5 to 3 years. And then we also have a track 2 option for this. And so, yeah, we can, there's a couple, maybe a couple other bubbles will pop up. So this is 80 quarter units. But then also it's 64 units if you do the track 2 option, which means that you have about 3 years of work experience. There it is, 64 for track 2. And 73, ranked 73 third best part-time MBAs. Very challenging too. There's a lot of part-time MBA programs out there. Okay. Next is our Master Finance program. These are for our finance folks. They oftentimes want to be a CFA or be a certified financial planner, going into things like corporate management, risk management, asset management. A little bit different than the MBA. We're looking for folks that have an academic background in things like business, econ, math, statistics, anything kind of quant or STEM related. And it's a shorter program. It's 48 quarter units. And you can complete it in as quickly as 9 months or stretch it out to about 15. Our Master Professional Accountancy. This is often for folks that want to be CPAs. And so this program is 48 quarter units. There's a couple different tracks. You can join it with 0 experience or 0 academic background in accounting for our track 2. Or if you do have a background in accounting academically, then that's great. You can join us for track 1. So the track 1 version is 48 units. It's 56 units if you're doing track 2. You just take 2 additional prerequisites with us. And then, oftentimes people that want to do go into a program like this can do things also like being a certified management accountant or a certified internal auditor. And then our newest program is our Master of Science in Business Analytics. This program is getting the largest number of applications in our programs at the moment. There are some different tracks on that. There's a finance track, there is a marketing analytics track, and a supply chain analytics track. We are looking for applicants that are, again, coming to us from more STEM related or quant backgrounds. Business is great, business finance. This program is taught in conjunction with our Department of Statistics. And so there's a strong statistical component for this. And then they're going to be learning different types of things that essentially business professionals expect, things like statistical computing, developing and testing models, forecasting, trend analysis, and so forth. Our Student Success Center. Again, one of the reasons that you're going to graduate school is that you want to have great support for your student success, not only within the program, but beyond. So we do provide success support for the career. We take a very stair-step approach when it comes to that. We do individualized assessment and coaching. We train you in networking and career, doing mock interviews. We do company and industry insights. We provide you with job leads, and then we train you in things like salary negotiations. So when you get that job, we'd hate for you to leave money on the table, so to speak, when you get that job. So all of these things are provided for you. We training just right there on a silver platter for you. Typically, they hold their events on Fridays when we don't offer classes. So to sort of allow you to keep your schedule open to be able to do that sort of thing and take advantage of it. We also, over the summer, have a business ready program to make sure your resume, and so forth are your resume, your cover letter, your LinkedIn profile is looking good. And then we also have provide you access to our executive mentorship network, and you can join the Employer Advisory Council and of course participate in that Friday programming. This is a list of some of our recent employers. You're going to see for-profit, nonprofit, geo-information systems, finance, accounting, a wide variety. We're not necessarily a cookie cutter institution. Our students and graduates go to a wide variety of different organizations. And then we'll talk briefly about the application process. We are still in the midst of our application period. It is the final deadline for international students that are looking for fall of 24 is coming up in about 3 weeks, about June 1st. And then our final deadline for domestic students, if they want to start in fall, is August 1st. Application is not super complicated. There's an application. We'd like to see a current resume. We only require one essay, a statement of purpose essay. You can submit copies of your transcripts to us for transcript review. And then we want to see a reference, and that reference will provide a letter of recommendation. It can be academic or professional. Academic meaning coming from like a professor, and then test scores. So the GMAT and the GRE exam, you may have heard of these. These are kind of like SATs for grad school. They are optional. They are not required. So that does make it a little bit easier than in years past. And then if you're an international student and you did not go to a university where English was the medium of instruction, we would need an English language exam like the IELTS or the TOEFL. But domestic students do not have to do those. So financing your investment. So all admitted students are considered for scholarship funding. Our scholarships are very aggressive. And what will happen is when you're admitted, you would receive a scholarship offer right there with your admission offer in a dollar amount. And then essentially 96% of our students are receiving some form of scholarship. So most people should expect to receive some sort of scholarship with that. Scholarship funding amounts are typically based upon academic and professional excellence. We also offer teaching assistantships, typically to our MBA and PMBA students. We offer a number of them. Usually there's about 40 or so available each year, and that would typically take place in the second year of the MBA. It's part-time work in that second year, where you would be essentially being a TA for a business faculty member. That is a financial package worth about nearly $53,000. A portion of that goes towards salary, health insurance, and of course a scholarship. You can also work on campus. There are campus jobs. You could be a grader, as we refer to as a reader. Typically part-time work, about 19 to 20 hours a week. There are, if you are an international student and you wanted to seek some loans, there are some organizations like Empower Finance and Prodigy Finance that have approved our degree programs for funding. And then lastly, if you are a member of the U.S. military, you're thinking about joining the military, or you're a veteran, we do accept the GI Bill. And we are a yellow ribbon school, and we accept the CalVet program for our flagship MBA only.
Well, Patrick, hey, thank you so much. That was such great information. We really appreciate it. A couple questions that I have for you. The beautiful new business building with state-of-the-art facilities right behind you. Can you remind our audience, when does that open up again?
It is going to open up for fall of 2024, just in time.
Excellent. That
Our
is great.
office will be right there,
Perfect.
right there.
There we go. Excellent. That's great. And then one other question I have for you is, now I know it does vary, but how soon can a graduate expect to be employed on average?
That's a great question. So a number of students are essentially get employment before they've graduated. We know of a student that got employed 6 weeks into his program. So in the accounting field. But typically, you're going to see in the range of 70 to 90% have jobs within 3 months of graduation, and nearly 100% 6 months after graduation.
Excellent. That's great. Well, again, Patrick Latimer, thank you so much for the great information. We really appreciate it. Next, I'd like to introduce Dr. Sean Jasso. He's the professor of practice. So Professor Jasso brings 2 decades of expertise in management, and political economy to his role as a professor of practice and management at UCR. So an extensive amount of experience, an extensive background in leadership development, strategic marketing, and much, much more. So Dr. Jasso, thanks so much for joining us, and I'll hand the baton over to you.
Thank you very much. I see these hands flying all over the place. That's pretty cool. You know, as I was listening to Patrick's survey of all of our offerings, it's always inspiring. And when you've been around a long enough time to see a program grow and a university grow, I have a lot of visual of the development and the movement to excellence that this school really represents, the university at large. And I'll explain that. I think I have 2 hours to give you right now, but maybe I'll do it in 10 minutes. I'll bet you, can I talk to you? Can we do a little thing, Patrick? I know we're being recorded. Patrick, do you know, since I'm a professor, I'm going to test you. Do you know when this university was founded in its modern state? Not the 1909 thing, but when did we really open as UCR?
In the great year, 1954.
And indeed, he is correct. And did you know, and some of my colleagues know I like to present this as a little prop, but did you know that this book, The Practice of Management, the first edition in my hand, written by Peter Drucker, who I studied under, but never mind that, this book is published in 1954. And one more thing, and then I'll get to it. Did you know that in 1954, when the university was really founded as a UC school, and this guy, the most famous author in management probably of all time, did you know that underneath here, that you probably can't see, which I'll read, the subtitle of this book, and we should ask some of the prospective students in here, which I can't see, but just pretend I'm speaking to you. A study of the most important function of American society. Management. How about that? So you're in the right place, everybody, and at the right time. Now, I am going to talk to you briefly about graduate school. I'll give you my sort of snapshot view. Like many of you, perhaps like all of you, I didn't have a graduate degree yet, like you now. And I probably, like many of you, I worked full time in a really neat industry that I really had a liberal arts education. I was also a UC student at UCLA. And then one day, without having any understanding of what an MBA was, a good friend of mine said, "Hey, I'm getting an MBA." I said, "What's that?" I looked into it and I liked the idea of it. Seemed pretty smart, like a smart move. And then the funny part is my friend didn't go to MBA school and I did. He's good, but my life changed forever. I would not be here. Seriously, I would not be here with you. I wouldn't have done all of the neat things at this university and its growth without the MBA, which then got me into other things as well. But here's the point of all of those programs that Patrick illustrated. The whole point of graduate school, if I can kind of maybe emphasize the purpose of it, the purpose is really to push you toward a few things. Mainly, the main thing, in my view, is to teach you how to think. We talk about critical thinking all the time. Critical thinking is basically taking anything that is thrown at you and understanding, not just knowing things, but how to break down problems and find solutions. And that, my friends, is the real point, specifically of a degree in business, higher education. Everything is an opportunity and a problem. And your job, your opportunity to command $89,000 or more after you leave us is to help people solve problems and to lead organizations toward the better place. That's the point of I'll just say a master's degree in business. I might say MBA a lot, but I think you know what I mean if you actually follow some of those other paths. A couple of other ideas for you to think about. The value that you get that you sort of earn by being in a program in business education is discipline. You're going to be really, really pushed intellectually, and the scheduling is pretty intense. So we really, really help you with the discipline of preparing you for the job market. But also graduate education beyond critical thinking, what's its real true value is to see you with specializations. Did you notice that a lot of those masters they're specializations, and that's what the labor market so desperately needs. Management is a very, very powerful specialization, general management, but all those other ones are truly exceptional as well. So what would you do differently than maybe undergraduate and graduate? Specialization for sure. Your faculty relationships are going to be more mentorships than lectureships of us telling you stuff in a big 300-person lecture hall, but rather mentoring you and guiding you toward the next phase, which is your career. So we're very career-centric. Specialization is the aim. Critical thinking is an absolute. And then finally, I would add that the whole kind of point of this, the true value added to a degree or a master's degree in higher education, in business education, is the element of expertise. Okay, the expert. It's not that you're the expert in the room, but listen to me. Every one of you in the same industry, in the same job market, is probably going to be equally as smart as you, educated as you. They'll for sure have a master's degree. I couldn't imagine being in a competitive environment without one. Seriously, that's why I think we're here tonight. But that is going to give you, and this is my final message to you, the whole purpose of the sort of philosophy behind the master's degree is to give you confidence, is to give you that competitive advantage that you can be in a room and open your mouth and say something that is high impact. And that, I think, is really, expedited with graduate education. Can you do it without grad school? I suppose, but I wouldn't take that risk. So you're here at the right place, the right time, and we're here to help you guide your way with all of those amazing offers and programs and products and services and scholarships that Patrick told you about. And then when we get you here, we'll mentor you to the new finish line. I hope this has been useful and helpful. Patrick or Bradley, back to you. Thank you very much for having me.
Excellent. Dr. Sean Jasso, hey, thank you so much. That was very insightful, great information. And we do have a question for you. You had talked about the importance of mentorship, working with faculty, specializing in a specific field. Who was, and you mentioned Peter Drucker, who is one of your mentors?
I often talk about my colleagues who I've known some time now, and I always speak of them as mentors. Maybe they're a little older than I am, and they're faculty right here, and leaders and administrators right here in this school. So I'll leave the names sort of on the sidelines, but I have mentors, and my colleagues know I speak of them as mentors. But I have behind me in my, I'll call it my AI classroom, my lecture hall, by the way, I have behind me a bookshelf with two pictures. One is my professor from junior college school, who I look at every single day with the two of us. And the other one just happens to be with Peter Drucker, the two of us at the end of near the end of his life. So I have a lot of mentors that I have from my career, but also from academia. I would just encourage all of you to protect those mentorships, treat them as lifelong assets, and that'll really kind of make your degree and your journey just add value year after year after year. It's really at the end of the day about who takes care of you, who wants to help you, and who really invests in you. And that's, I think, one of our main values here at this university and our business school.
Well, excellent. Again, Dr.
And you're
Johnson,
my mentor, Brad.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Hey, if our audience isn't excited by now, I don't know how they can be. So thank you so much. That was great. We really appreciate it. And now we're going to move on to our next presenter. And I'm excited to introduce Kevin Tippavong. He is a current student, class of 2025. Mr. Tippavong, the floor is yours.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So my name is Kevin Thippalong. I'm a current first year MBA student at UCR. I'm thinking about specializing in general management or operations management. My time here, or my journey here, was definitely non-traditional. After graduating high school, I decided to join the military to serve my country and to also get the benefit of the post 9/11 GI Bill, which I'm using right now. I lived all over the world. I lived in Italy for 2 years. And my last 2 years in the military, I enrolled into night school at Ventura College, where I earned my associates with a focus in mathematics. After leaving the military, I was accepted and transferred into UC Berkeley. After 2 years of studying mathematics, I decided that wasn't what I wanted to do anymore. So I pursued a BA in public policy and sociology. At UC Berkeley, I was able to do a lot of research with the public policy school, which led me to becoming a research associate for a communications firm based out of Washington, D.C. We had federal clients, so just think about maybe like the Department of Defense, Department of Transportation, et cetera. We helped them with their communication strategy. After working there for about a few months, I decided that I didn't have the level of decision making that I wanted to, which led me to applying to ECR's MBA program, and that's where I'm at now.
Well, Kevin, that is great. Hey, thank you so much for spending time with us today. I did have a couple of questions for you.
Sure.
What is your goal once you graduate from UC Riverside?
Yeah, that's a great question. After graduating, I want to work in a space where I could give back to my community, whether that's in education or low income and underrepresented communities, or in the veteran space or special needs. So I know I want to get into that field somehow. Exactly how, I'm not too sure yet. Either that's through nonprofit or for profit.
Excellent. That's great. And now, why should someone earn an MBA degree, and why UC Riverside?
Yeah, so the MBA is a very versatile degree. Before applying to the MBA, I looked into law school, I looked into a master's of public policy, and then the MBA. The MBA could arguably do some public policy work. It can't do law, but law is 3 years long, and I didn't want to be in school for another 3 years. So I decided on the MBA, which would give me like a foundation for business where I could go into any business and work there. For example, if I wanted nonprofit, I could go there. If I wanted for profit, or if I want to go into government, that's something that I could do with an MBA. Why UCR? I came from a big university with huge classes, like 500 plus lecture halls, like Dr. Josso was talking about. And when I researched UC Riverside, I noticed that the class sizes were a lot smaller, so a lot more intimate. And I would see that as being able to get more attention from my professor and also get closer with my peers. Another reason was that UCR has been mentioned is like an up and up campus. I want to be a part of. I want to be part of that. I want to be part of why UCR rises in the ranks.
Excellent. Well, Kevin, hey, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it, and we're excited for you.
Thank you.
Next, we have a first-year UCR MBA student, Sohab Khan. Sohab received his BBA, his bachelor's degree, from UCR as well. So, Sohab, we look forward to hearing about and really hearing from you the bond that's been created with you and UCR students, faculty, administrators, and others. So Sohab, I'll hand the baton to you and take it away.
Thank you, Bradley. Hi everybody. My name is Sohab Khan, and as Bradley told you guys, UCR is basically ingrained in my blood. I'm a Highlander through and through. So my journey did start as an undergraduate at UCR, and I got my BBA in business management recently in 2022. And then after receiving that degree, I went immediately into the workforce. During my undergraduate program, I was a crew member at Baskin Robbins, if you guys know, ice cream shop, Baskin Robbins. Got any ice cream lovers in here? Um, and I basically worked my way up the ranks. After receiving my bachelor's degree, I was offered a regional manager position, and I have been regionally managing 3 locations across the Inland Empire. Inland Empire, for if you guys don't know, consists of Riverside and some of the surrounding cities around it, San Bernardino, Palm Springs, Temecula, Murrieta, etc. And while I do that, I also do freelance sales and marketing for a small company called Butte Tesoro. And they specialize in esthetician tools such as tweezers, shears, all those beauty implement aspects. And I have the honor of traveling with them around the country, going to trade shows and selling our craft. In between those jobs, I realized that with business and the direction that the world is going, an MBA is slowly becoming a necessity. And to come back to UCR, where I had such a great time in my undergrad and the lifelong connections I was able to make, it was kind of a no-brainer at that point for me to come back to UCR and complete my MBA education. And while I'm here for my MBA education, I was able to get involved and become a student ambassador. I'm a director of social development for 2 of our on-campus organizations, which have merged into one in the next year, which is our student association and our career advisory council.
Well, excellent. Sohab, we really appreciate that overview. Can you talk a little bit about what does a graduate student ambassador do?
So a graduate student ambassador basically acts as a student liaison in representing the graduate program. So as me and Kevin are sitting here today saying all these nice things about the school and kind of hyping the school up, a graduate ambassador is basically acting as the face of the MBA program and providing the student perspective of what we're going through. Along with that, we also get unique opportunities to network with various companies around Riverside, and we get unique opportunities to go to speaker series and attend alumni events where we can really build our network and put ourselves in the best position to get the best careers after our MBAs.
Well, excellent. Well, hey, Sohab Khan, thank you so much for carving out a little bit of time and sharing your experience with our audience today.
Thank you.
Next, we have Francesca Jefferson. And Francesca is a UCR alum. Francesca, we look forward to hearing more about your experience, not only at UCR, but also in the working world. Francesca, I'll go ahead and hand the baton to you. Take it away.
Alrighty, thank you, Bradley. So I am Francesca Jefferson, a proud alum of UCR. I graduated in June of 2023, so that was just last year, with my MBA with a concentration in marketing. And I'll go into my career in a little bit and how UCR helped me obtain that. But I also want to start with the beginning. So much like Kevin, I had a non-linear path to this program. So initially, I went to UC San Diego and I obtained my undergraduate degree in human biology. I thought I wanted to be pre-med. Turns out I didn't like the coursework. That wasn't my true passion. So after graduating, I decided to go back to school and pursue one of my greatest passions, which is filmmaking. So then I received a degree in film production. And from there, I had the chance to intern at a media production company, which was really cool, which led me to my initial career as a social media manager for a big plastic surgeon. Um, and then COVID hit in 2020. And I was thinking, how am I going to intertwine my passion for marketing and filmmaking into a career that I thought was viable. While being a social media manager was great, I needed to leverage my skill set and do something more useful with it. So that's when I decided, you know what, now's the time. We're all in lockdown. I'm going to pursue an MBA in marketing. And there kind of comes, my student journey. So at UC Riverside, I was the former chief ambassador of the graduate ambassador program, so that was a great honor. I also had the opportunity to be part of the Student Career Advisory Council. So if you're looking into attending a school that not only will help you with your academic career, but with unique opportunities and extracurriculars, this is it. And with the Student Career Advisory Council, you're able to advise, support, and participate in career development activities that puts you in front of executives and career professionals. So that was eye-awakening for me because prior to that, I was super shy. I did not like public speaking. And really what I found from the school is that there's no growth in comfort. So you really will, get out of your comfort zone. You learn to communicate with not only your peers, but professionals. So I thought that was incredible. And I was also a part of the Graduate Student Association. So we got to help AGSM, which is the A. Gary Anderson Graduate School of Management. We got to help organize some of their fun activities and events. So if you look at the left-hand side, at the very top, there's a photo of me. That was during my time as a production intern for a media company. We had actually filmed a biography slash dance music video. So that was really fun. I got to control the gimbal. Super creative outlet. And at the bottom, I'll go ahead and explain that. So that is a photo of Esri User Conference. So for those who may not know, Esri is a geospatial technology company in Redlands, California, which is about 30 minutes from Riverside. And they create some of the world's most used maps. And they're really known for their mapping technology. And I currently work as a campaign marketing manager for Esri. And actually, got this opportunity through UC Riverside. So I worked very closely with Tamra, and she's on this call. She is the Associate Director of Graduate Admissions. Worked very closely with her in the Ambassador Program, and she had asked if anyone wanted to send in their resume for a marketing internship. And I said, I need one to graduate. And through that, just me sending my resume to her, it was pushed through and I had the opportunity to interview. Got a call back about 2 weeks later saying, hey, we accepted you as an intern. And what was really cool about this specific internship was that I never did busy work. So my very first day there, I was engrossed in all of the trainings like technologies such as like email authoring and how to do audience segmentation. And that was all because, I decided to really engage in mentorship with Tamra and send my resume through. And then after being an intern for about a year, I was promoted to student technician, which then led to my full-time offer as a marketing campaign manager in August of last year. So very non-traditional path, but I really love it because I do get to still utilize my creative aspects from filmmaking and then transfer them to some of our events marketing campaigns at Esri. And again, what I really wanted to hone in on is like mentorship. So you really need to hold on to those, your peers and those who are willing to help you. You need to go out of your way sometimes to, find these resources, because if you just sit back and you think everything's going to come to you, you might have a little bit of a rough time. So don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to hold on to those relationships. Get close to your advisors because they're only here to help you.
Well, Francesca Jefferson, hey, thank you so much for walking us through your journey. I mean, that is exceptional, very exciting. I did have a question for you, if that's okay.
Of course.
UCR is a home for a lot of people. And so what made it a home for you?
Absolutely. And I think I want to reframe that as like, what constitutes a home? So for me, home is where you feel encouraged, you feel comfortable. And I think when I think of those two words, I think of my mentors. So UCR feels like home because I'm able to foster relationships with people such as Tamra or even Sabine, who works at the school as well. And they don't see you as a number. They see you as a person and they really want to help you. So if you just go to them, they have encouraging words. So again, home should be encouraging. So your mentors encourage you. You feel comfortable reaching out to them and they even reach out to you with any opportunities or networking events that they think that would benefit you. And just having that encouragement and closeness at UCR rather than just feeling at like a number at a larger university just feels really nice and is a reason why I consider it home.
Well, excellent. Well, again, Francesca Jefferson, hey, thank you so much for your time and your insight. We really appreciate it.
Of course, thank you all.
Okay, now I'd like to introduce Marina Tadros, the Assistant Director of Graduate Admissions. She plays a pivotal role in addressing any questions that our audience members have about UCR's graduate programs. Now, on the screen, to set up a one-on-one personal appointment, please go ahead and scan the barcode. So just take a picture with your cell phone and you can secure a time with Marina. Marina, if you would please share with us your role and the importance of scheduling a one-on-one with you.
Absolutely. So hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. One of the things that we are so proud of being able to offer at UCR and something that we take a lot of pride in, and I think Francesca really explained it so beautifully, is the cultivation we make with all of our applicants. We really want to take the time to help you feel comfortable, but also confident to move into this new space and this new chapter of obtaining your master's degree and really help you reach those career goals that you've always had. These one-on-one opportunities, not just me, but a lot of my other colleagues as well host these. And we really sit and dive deep with you to kind of discuss your profile, your eligibility. Patrick mentioned that our GRE and GMAT is optional, but, for some students, they may think, okay, if my GPA is not that strong, should I take it? So we really just guide you to make you as competitive as possible when you are applying. And also there's other benefits where when you meet with us, we'll waive your app fee. We will give you any advice to make sure that everything is on, up to par for your application and just to get you ready. And I think another very important thing that also Francesca mentioned is that we are going to be your first people in your UCR network. And it doesn't just end at the admissions process. We're people that are always going to be there even after you graduate. Ms. Tamara Johnson, our associate director, has a really huge impact with our students. So there's lots of opportunities. It's to really prepare yourself, prepare your application to get excited about UCR and really learn about the resources that are here. And we'll make sure that we connect you with all, the appropriate people and staff to get everything that you need to get you situated and ready to rumble, hopefully this coming fall.
Marina, that's great. What are some of the common questions that you hear from prospective students?
So a huge question is always about financing your master's opportunity. And we really get to dive into, the scholarships, how they work, how they're applied, what are other options besides the scholarships offered within the School of Business. So we really, and we get a lot of experience, talking from other schools and and other students. So we're able to really just provide you with different options to help you enroll in a master's program without the fear of the finance part so much.
Well, excellent. Well, Marina Tadros, hey, thank you so much for spending a little time with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, at this point, a couple of things I do want to mention. Please feel free to keep asking questions. Again, down in the lower corner of your screen, you'll see a Q&A section. So feel free to ask questions throughout. We have about 15 minutes left, and don't hesitate to continue to ask questions, and our team will answer them as best they can. At this point, we will go through some of the questions and answers, and what I'll do is I'll select a few questions, and I'll ask our esteemed panel of speakers to help with the answers. As we're asking questions, you'll see a poll show up on the screen. So please make sure to go through the poll and complete the poll answering all questions. So let's go ahead and jump into some of the questions for our esteemed panelists. The first question is for the professor. I am a business major as an undergraduate. What do you think I will learn in an MBA program that would be different?
Oh, sorry, Bradley, he had to hop off.
Oh, not a problem at all. Well, Patrick, if that's okay, can I shift that over to you?
Yes, there's a lot there. Well, there's more expected of you in a graduate program. You're coming in to a ranked MBA program like ours, and therefore we essentially have you're going to come in with a group of students. When you look at a profile of like our student, about oftentimes 40 to 50 of them percent of them come from maybe a business school background. The other 50% come from different things like engineering or humanities, but more is expected of you. So when you jump into conversations, they are we expect to hit the ground running rather than sort of an introductory surface type of experience. Also, what Professor Josso was saying is a lot of critical thinking. So you're going to be asked deeper questions and more, questions of why. You're going to have other colleagues around you as students that are going to have different types of work experience, and they are going to be sharing their experiences within their work environments. And some people might have different experiences coming from different places, and then they will sort of talk about those and create for lively discussion. So a little bit different than kind of an undergrad experience.
Well, excellent. Now, Marina, this question's for you, but I'll be honest, I think this could probably be asked of anybody. If you could name a mentor that really helped shape your path, who would that be?
Ooh, okay. Do you want me to answer that for myself?
That'd be great. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, believe it or not, when I first joined UCR, I had gotten my MBA, and that was definitely, I think that helped leverage my resume when I applied. And Tamara Johnson actually kind of took me under her wing, and she helped mentor me through the job. And also my boss, and not just because he's my boss, but Dr. Steve Chen also they really taught me what it's like to, work in a new director role. They gave me a lot of feedback, and I think that, that was a tremendous impact on me. So when you work with your colleagues and you develop relationships with not just people in your department, but at your workplace, those are people that are going to impact you so much so that you can continue to grow throughout your career. So definitely colleagues are a huge asset in your career growth.
Well, excellent. Thank you so much. That was great. And if it's okay, Francesca, can I ask you the same question? Can you talk to me? Who is a mentor, or who are mentors that really help shape your path?
Yeah, absolutely. So I mentioned this in my presentation, but definitely Tamara Johnson as well. I think she's an absolute powerhouse here at UCR. She's one of your first points of contact when you come to the graduate program, and she takes the time to get to know you, your personality, what your career aspirations are, and even if you don't have those ready, maybe some guidance on how to potentially get there. So I thought that was monumental, as well as Jeanette Ordonez, who I believe used to be the director of the Career Development Center. She was another great powerhouse, and having those strong female leads who you kind of see yourself in as a reflection helps. So not only did Jeanette provide me with all the resources I need to, help leverage my skill set on my resumes, but also how to prepare for an interview, what questions to anticipate, and just really pushing me beyond my comfort zone to help me get where I am currently. So I would say those are definitely two of my biggest mentors from UCR.
Excellent. That's great. Thank you. That was so great. And again, this is another question that I think could be meant for all of you, but let's go ahead and ask Kevin and Sohab. We are getting questions about a campus tour. Hey, I'd love to take a campus tour, and who would be available for that tour? And specifically, maybe Kevin. So Kevin, you can start. Is that something that you could be available for, being a student?
That's a good question. It just depends on when that would happen, with classes and internships coming up. So we would have to figure that out, unless the staff knows when there'll be any.
We'd
I
be
can-
happy to handle that. Yes, we'd be happy to do that with you. In fact, oh my gosh, you know what? There'd be a great opportunity to come on campus. Oh my gosh. As I stroke my chin, I wonder if there's another slide. I wonder if there's another slide about an upcoming event coming up. Whoa, my goodness.
What?
Oh my goodness. Are you talking about Saturday, May 11th? 2024 this year, this Saturday, we're having a preview day. Oh my gosh. If you scan the QR code, if you and you're like in the Southern California region, be a great opportunity to join us for our preview day. We're going to have a great student panel, a sample class. You're going to get to connect and network with us and other prospective students. There's going to be some delicious food. And we're in a brand new facility that just was opened like a couple years ago. So it'd be really fun if you could join us for preview day, and the people that join us, they can qualify for application fee waivers, all sorts of fun stuff.
Excellent, excellent, Patrick. Hey, thank you so much for reviewing that. That was great. And as you had mentioned, and on a previous slide that we had reviewed, hey, there are plenty of scholarship opportunities that I know you can also dive into in person as well. So beyond the numerous accolades associated with UCR's A. Gary Anderson Graduate School of Management, one of the ways it sets itself apart is the exceptional support provided by its people throughout your academic journey. And you've heard from several on today's wonderful workshop. UCR has one of the highest MBA completion rates in the country. These are just some of the people on this slide responsible for driving the success of AGSM and its students. Patrick, would you mind spending a few minutes talking about these individuals and your highly esteemed colleagues?
Great. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people here with a lot of great experience. Steve Chen is our director of admissions, who's been with the university for a little longer than I have. I've been here going on over nearly 7 years. Tamara Johnson, obviously, who we've spoken about. Irene Song is a triple alum, bachelor, master's, and PhD from UCR. Myself, Keith Flowers is a double UC alum from Berkeley and has a master's in business administration from UCR as well. Marina, and who's obviously here, and then Maribel Segura. And so we have a great collection of associate and assistant directors that are here to work with you. A lot of folks, at least 5 of the people here have like over 7 years of work experience here in UCR. So we're here to help you.
Excellent. Hey, thank you so much, Patrick. And as you had mentioned, you have the new state-of-the-art business facility right here that'll be opening up in fall 24. So come join us, audience members. And then finally, we did want to reshare Marina's page so that you can sign up for your one-on-one meeting. So please feel free to scan the code that you see on your screen, and please sign up for a one-on-one. So I want to thank our audience members. Thank you for carving out time to listen to the workshop out of your busy schedules. I also want to thank our speakers. Such great insight. Really thankful to everyone. And I think one of the many things that you've heard are the relationships that have been built by the individuals that have been your speakers and people that they've gotten to know at the university. And clearly a number of them continue to come back and support the institution in a number of ways. So we want to thank you very much. thank you for attending the workshop. Thank you for presenting. And also to audience members, we do want to let you know we will stay on for another 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, just to make sure that we answer all of your questions and answers in the Q&A section. But this will be the end of the speaking presentation right now. So thanks again and have a wonderful evening.